Defensive struggle with both teams, really having a hard time scoring. Our best player didn't have a good game. It's first or second time in 20 games. Just proud of our guys to win, without that. We had a terrible stretch there in the second half where we got a little timid and had trouble scoring. I think some of it is because you're playing a team that knows you so well. We know them so well. We play Georgia Tech twice every year. Brian and his staff do a really good job scouting. We do a good job scouting and preparing each other. And so, teams just know each other so much better that it's sometimes you're going to have games like this where it's just a grinder. And you need to really be proud of your guys for finding a way to win because, obviously the point there in the second half when they had a 5-point lead, was, felt like 2 touchdowns. So just a good way for our guys to grind it out defensively. Questions?
How proud of you to see Jerron hit those 2 free throws?
Yeah, big ones. He did. He rebounded the ball great. 9 rebounds tonight. 4 points, but 4 free throws in the second half. Obviously, the 2 to win the game. Those were big. And he hasn't shot free throws great this year yet, but he stepped up with a lot of confidence and knocked them down. And you're always proud of your guys and excited for them when they do something like that in a big moment.
You always have a lot of games and stuff you play in practice and stuff, especially preseason. Can you talk about how that kind of helped you in situations like that?
Well, nothing that you do in practice can simulate that scenario. We try to make guys make certain numbers, and we'll put time on the clock, and you got to make 2 in a row at each basket, and different things that we do, and to just get guys to make free throws and put some pressure on them, but nothing, comes close to what you got to do in a game in the last 30 seconds of making big ones. And but I think that speaks to the resiliency of the young man, in this case, Jerron.
Roper scored about 7 points
in
the last 5 minutes of the first half. How big was that?
Huge. That was I thought we finished the half great. I told our guys, at one point, hey, we'll go. Don't get frustrated. This is a hard game to play. It's going to be hard. Winning isn't easy, and it shouldn't be. Their team, their guys practice really hard. Their guys prepare. They watch tape. They do the walkthroughs. It's not going to be easy to make baskets tonight, and it wasn't. But you just got to keep grinding and find a way, and hopefully you get these little mini spurts where you get a little 7-0 run at some point, and that's what we got at the end of the first half to take the lead. We were obviously down for 22-18 at one point in the first half. Felt like we were going to go into halftime behind, and then that spurt really helped us. And then we obviously had the late spurt when we were down 5 to kind of win the game. So in games like this, you're just looking for a couple scores back to back. And both teams, for as much as it was difficult to score, neither team really got much transition offense. Both teams had good defensive balance, just did a good job of getting back, just being disciplined. And it was hard to score tonight for both teams.
Jordan has been in a little bit of a scoring bump these past few weeks, too. I guess he picked a good game to break out of it with
he had some good looks and made 2 threes at in the last game against Florida State. I thought he played with great confidence tonight. I thought some other guys were a little, we were getting a little rattled, and just thought, Marcus Georges-Hunt, one of their best players, goes 1 for 13. KJ for us goes 3 for 14. 2 of the better players on each team just struggling. Your best guys that you're putting the ball in their hands a lot. It then trickles down to guys when you're looking at your best players, and your best players are having some problems, and it's like, oh God, this is going to be a tight game. Now maybe our best player is not going to be able to make a play. Now who wants to do it? That's when hey, we got something here. We got some multiple guys. Jordan, I thought, was a guy who was looking to make plays. Rod made a huge basket late and got fouled late, making big plays. So you're just hopeful that guys step up and want to do that.
How good was it for your guys to go this one out and have back-to-back wins heading on?
Really good, really good. I mean, just you're just trying to keep positive momentum going, and you win differently. Some games you play well and it's offensive things. Sometimes it's defensive things. Sometimes you get in games like this where it feels like a football game, and you just grind. And the teams that are really, really good are the teams that can win in the 80s. And I usually say win in the 50s, not usually the 40s, but, you know, we're not the team that's going to be winning in the 80s very much, so we don't need to be in those kind of games. So we need to be in the 50s, in the 40s, in the 60s. And we understand that, and we have to play a certain way to our identity and make sure the game stays in a way that gives us the best chance to win. And this, you know, helps hopefully solidify to our guys some confidence that, you know, what we're doing with this team right now is good.
Judging by the effort against Florida State and Georgia Tech, it looks like you used those 6 days to improve defensively.
Yeah.
Or to kind of find that identity
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, we certainly did. I mean, we weren't very good, especially defensively, against Pitt or UNC, and you know, thankfully for our guys, you know, we certainly brought that to their attention, watched a lot of tape, and had some time to try to get back to some basic fundamentals. I thought we did. Really worked hard at it, and you know, to our players' credit, our guys have been very coachable and been very willing to work in practice. They don't just come to a game and try to play. They've been working. We had a really good practice yesterday. We actually shot the ball great yesterday in practice. That didn't carry over, but at the same time, our defensive intensity has for the last couple games.
Brad, I can remember, I guess about a month ago, sitting here after the Florida State loss here.
Yeah.
You talked how you challenged those guys, and they didn't respond. You were disappointed. It seems like now they're responding a little bit better.
Yeah, you know, I am, and I think, you know, I think KJ and Rod are taking more and more ownership in the team, and the success is probably helping that a little bit. It helps them give a little confidence to those guys to help lead and to not be so coach-directed all the time, to let those guys, you know, they need to be saying things in huddles and you know, to their teammates, and they've been doing that. And I think that really helps. And certainly the winning helps. It helps build morale and confidence, and you know, again, I'm really happy for our guys because of how hard they've been working at it. Our guys have worked really hard this year, really hard.
Everything okay with Josh health-wise?
Yeah, he's fine. This was just coach's decision.
For a team that was picked to finish 14th, just talk about how proud you are to be at 6-3 halfway through the conference schedule.
Yeah, I mean, we felt like we could do some things this year. You know, it's a long road, but you know, our guys have really battled, and you know, we've been fortunate that we've won a lot of games that have been grinders and some close wins, and you know, hopefully we can build off that and you know, have a good late season run here.
You got a little trash talk for Syracuse?
No. No.
On that note.
Thanks, guys.